Righto folks, we're back on the road. In this video I'm going to tell you, well, what we're doing and what's going on this time and why this time's different to the last time we were here. And also I want to talk to you about probably 5 things that have really hit home arriving back in Cambodia again after not being here for 6 months. Cheers, let's crack in. Oh, you're going to love this traffic. Where are you going? Which way? Which way? Which way? Straight way. Both ways. Always. Now we're blocked. Can this person get off their phone? Look at it go. How are they going to stop? Unreal. Right, so what's the story? Well, we're doing 6 months in Cambodia. Well, we were away for 6 months, basically. We're going to base ourselves out of Siem Reap, but we're looking to do a bit more travel this time. We've already spent some time in Singapore this trip, which was pretty fun. I've never been to Singapore. Max and Kinal have been, and for me it was just a ticket off the list, and we've essentially ticked it off the list. And what we're doing right now is we're staying at a pretty nice hotel. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty flash. And Kinal and I are currently just on the hunt with one of our real estate agent mates looking for a place to live. We'll show you that place when we find that place. So, why is this time different? Well, this time I'm on leave, I'm on long service leave, and for me that's a pretty big deal because the last couple of times I've been in Cambodia I've worked remotely for my company in Australia. So coming here has always been different, like it's just turning up to live for me and just sort of experiencing life day to day. But working from home, but from a distance. So we've always had this rush to find a place to live and to get set up and to get back on the tools, essentially. This time the work staying home and the rush to get here was, for me anyway, handing over 6 months worth of work to my very capable team, which I'm sure you guys will do just fine. And I'm sure you'll get through the laundry list I've left you. And if you don't call me. We'll figure it out when I get back. We're sweet folks. You'll be right. These are all guns. I trust you. The other difference was that we had a bit of admin to do before we came here this time. So we had to enrol Max into school because he's in school next year. We still had to get Kinal's pills and things organised. And we had a bunch of appointments as well to get Kinal cleared, myself cleared because I had a bit of a mishap with my finger and some other bits and pieces. So it feels like there's never really an easy time for us to travel. There's always stuff going on, but we're here and we've made it.
The word easy and us doesn't go together well.
Nah, we don't have this luxury of just jumping on a plane and going.
But everything has to be hard with us for some reason.
One good thing I suppose on this trip is that because we left so much stuff behind last time, we've already got some supplies. So we've already got like we're just gonna get off the bike for a second. We've already got a heap of Max's medicine. We've got a heap of clothes here, a heap of toiletries and some other stuff. I just want to show you this. It's so bloody hot. This is Claire's motorbike. Now we had to break into Jeremy and Claire's house to get this thing, and then we had to ramsack their joint to get the keys because Claire forgot where she hid them.
We had to go through Jeremy jogs.
We did, and we said we wouldn't, but we did. But before, it's so hot. I sat on this self-repair. Now there are tape and glue lines imprinted on the arse cheeks of my other shorts from the glue here because it's so hot it's melted into my shorts. So I've ruined a pair of shorts already because it's so bloody hot. We're stopping off here to get some frog because Kinal is craving some frog. Hey, what does it mean for our last year's videos? I was going to say to you guys, I've got a bunch of stuff to show you, like a couple of places I've lived, plus a couple of other rants, plus some other road trips and things that we did, and I'll start releasing them and editing now that I'm on holidays, which I've got time to do. So these may not be in chronological order, but I thought I'd get this one out to you guys so I'll let you know that we're here and we're enjoying ourselves. I wanted to crack into the 5 things that far out the heat. the 5 things that have hit Kinal and I since returning back to Cambodia, and I think the number one thing, it's just bloody hot. Like, it's May. It's May and we're nearly at June. I don't know how we managed or why we ended up deciding to come here every bloody April. I mean, I know it's New Year's and it's a lot of fun, but that's stiflingly hot. We're a couple of months after that. It's supposed to start to cool down with wet season, but holy crap, we've really struggled the last few days with the heat. And we know, I suppose, it hits a few other Westerners because Jeremy and Claire have bucketed off to the Caucasus, hence why we can use their motorbikes. So they've had a gutful of the heat as well. Hey, the second thing, which has hit me, is just the little convenience things like this, right? Look at the way she's wrapping this up in this little plastic bag and banana leaf. And if we needed one, I bet she's got a plastic straw. And it won't take long. I'll tell you what, if I scan the street, I reckon I'll be able to find someone with a plastic straw. Now he's got a little plastic bag with his drink. She's got a water bottle. Okay, failed, but plastic straws. Tell ya, you don't know how much you miss it until you have a plastic straw again. Just delightful. And look, I do agree to some extent that some of these sort of carrying arrangements, there could be better ways to do it. I mean, there is a lot of plastic in this country and they do use a lot. But the convenience, I mean, we have about 1,000 supermarket bags in our boot, and I'm sure everyone watching in Australia has as well, because you can't get plastic bags anymore. So going to the shops and knowing that you don't need to carry something with you, it's nice. Is it good for the environment? Probably not. But nor does driving a 1970s muscle car around and using 1,000,000 miles per gallon. So shoot me. Check it out. Well, it didn't take long at all. These people don't know how good they've got it. The third thing I was going to say is, just before we had to go home last time, the border conflict was just kicking off, right? The Thai-Cambodia skirmish, and that's progressed a fair bit since we were here last. And one of the things I've noticed already, now this could be just because I haven't been to too many shops so far, but if this is the case or not the case, correct me in the comments. Can't find Thai products anywhere. They're all gone. And that includes things like Singer beer, my bloody Singer super soft drinks. Now these soft drinks that we're having last year, they were magnificent. They were 0 sugar. They were all these wonderful exotic flavours, and I used to go down to the shop and grab for 60 cents a can. They were just a treat, and I'd have one a day. Gone, I can't find them, so I'm spewing. And then things like my extra barbecue chips, which were Thai as well. I used to love those things. I've been eating them for 10 years coming here, over that. They just had so much flavour and they're great with beer, and they're now gone. Now you can get these other barbecue chips, but they're like $6. Who's going to pay $6 for chips, mate? He agrees. He agrees with me. All right, Kinal's got her loot. Let's have a look. Oh, you're happy with that?
3 frogs, 3 chicken legs, 2 something in the banana leaf.
Oh, well done. Great explanation.
Some fish paste stuff.
Yep.
And 2 box of rice.
How much?
13.
$13.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Not bad.
That's like half a beer in Singapore. The fourth thing, and this is a bit of a combination, I suppose. It feels like everything's just gone up a notch in terms of how much it costs. It wasn't that long ago we stayed on Topple Road, or Tapol Road, whatever it is. Tapol for $650 for that horrible 2-bedroom apartment.
6 or 650?
$650. And now we've been looking at some places, which I'll show in another video. We've had a look at a couple of places. Oh, wait. AAA supermarket, my old supermarket.
Which means it's our old place.
Our old place around here. I'll show you that in another video. We stayed just behind here in Loktanui. Oh, it was glorious. There it is. You can probably see it through there. There. No, that's not it. Back behind that way. It was just bloody marvellous. We were only there for 3 weeks and we had to go back to Australia, and it broke my heart. It was just glorious. Anyway, stay tuned for that vid. Back on topic, places further out of town that are a bit shitter. Going for the same price, 650, 700 bucks for a 2-bedroom apartment with a pool. So it feels like cost of living is going up, but I suppose cost of living's going up everywhere. But like that has hit us, and for the places we are looking at staying in some of the nicer areas and nicer houses, they've gone up a bit too. So we've had to cop it back in Australia. We'll cop it here as well. It's not a localised problem to Cambodia. Even I think a lot of people do think locally here, like everything's going up everywhere. Despite what people might think about Westerners coming here driving up prices, globally things are going up, so STFU folks.
It's not that. It's everything's go up.
That's
the
right.
Cost to build a house, it's the concrete's all everything's imported. So to build a house, it's not like, say, my sister's big house. Well, 15, 20 years ago, it's only like 8,000 to build a big house.
Yeah.
Now, you cannot build with that price, that money. So it's only fair that they charge a bit more.
So sorry to Claire, you're going to ride off a motorbike.
It's alright, I've got insurance.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry, Claire, sorry.
Here, you can see here you go, I'll show you the apartment. Right at the back there. Oh, that was my office. Oh, that was our terrace.
Yeah.
Oh, it was beautiful. Ah, well. Hey, and the last thing I've noticed since coming back here and turning on all the local Facebook groups and things, it feels like they've all gone to like, it's all AI slop in the Siem Reap locals, Siem Reap expats groups and living in Siem Reap groups. There's a whole heap of AI generated anonymous clickbaity designed for engagement posts. And look, over the years there's been a bit of crap on there, let's be honest. But there's been a lot of helpful things, and people either help you out or you're really snarky. You're in one of the two groups really. But of late, just turning it back on to see what's been happening in town, it's all gone to crap. So that's sort of hit me. No gossip about what's happening in town. It's just been all rubbish. Oh, I hope you enjoy that hot take. It is a hot take because it's bloody hot, and we are collectively very hot bothered. I'll take you through this run, take you through for a run. See how hot I am? I'll take you through this hotel in another vid, but it is spectacular. Let me know if anything else has changed in the comments.
Hotel 2 for 1.
She's excited about the booze. Booze hound.
Alcoholic.
Yeah, let us know in the comments if anything else has changed of note, or if my initial take on the place at the moment is off, because yeah, we've only been here a few days, but I thought I wanted to give you our initial impressions, and that sort of reverse culture shock that everyone talks about. Is it reverse culture shock? I don't know. Anyway, I'll chat to you soon. Good to be back.
Ciao.
Ciao.